Cyber Daily News for May 22nd, 2026. First up, law enforcement has dismantled First VPN, a service that became a quiet staple for ransomware crews and data thieves. Under the banner Operation Saffron, French and Dutch authorities seized dozens of servers across 27 countries, arrested the alleged administrator in Ukraine, and exposed thousands of users tied to the cybercrime ecosystem. The FBI says First VPN was used by dozens of ransomware groups for network reconnaissance and intrusions, and Europol notes it generated operational leads connected to ransomware attacks and fraud schemes worldwide. Next, Cisco has patched a maximum severity flaw in Secure Workload. Tracked as CVE 2026 and a 2022-3, with a perfect CVSS score of 10.0, the vulnerability stems from insufficient validation and authentication in internal REST API endpoints. An unauthenticated remote attacker could send a crafted API request to gain site admin privileges, read sensitive information, and make configuration changes across tenant boundaries. It affects both SaaS and on-premise deployments, and is fixed in versions 3.10.8.3 and 4.0.17. Cisco says it has not yet seen active exploitation. Moving to the supply chain, Grafana has confirmed that its Codebase and other data were stolen after attackers accessed its GitHub repositories. The intrusion traces back to the TanStack supply chain attack, where a token compromised in that incident was never rotated, giving the attackers a way in. It's a stark reminder that an unrotated credential can turn one upstream compromise into many. Staying on that theme, a GitHub breach has been traced to a malicious NX console extension. According to InfoSecurity magazine, a threat actor compromised an NX developer, posed as a legitimate maintainer, and published a malicious extension on the Visual Studio marketplace. Developer tooling continues to be a prime target for attackers looking to poison the well at the source. There's a notable shift in the threat landscape. Verizon's latest data breach investigations report finds that vulnerability exploitation has become the leading cause of breaches for the first time in nearly 2 decades. 31% of recorded breaches now begin with vulnerability exploitation, surpassing stolen credentials. Researchers warn that AI-driven automation is shrinking the window between disclosure and active exploitation from months down to just hours. That warning is playing out in the field. Attackers are bypassing multi-factor authentication on SonicWall Gen 6 SSL VPN appliances by exploiting CVE 2024-17802. ReliaQuest observed the first in-the-wild exploitation between February and March 2026. The catch? Although firmware updates exist, full remediation requires 6 additional manual steps that are often missed, leaving systems exposed despite appearing patched. In some intrusions, attackers reached a file server within 30 minutes and staged for ransomware. Microsoft has patched 2 actively exploited Defender vulnerabilities affecting enterprise systems. CVE 2026-41991, rated CVSS 7.8, is a privilege escalation flaw rooted in improper link resolution that could let a local attacker gain system-level privileges. The second, CVE 2026-45498 at CVSS 4.0, is a denial-of-service flaw. Both have been confirmed exploited in real-world environments and are addressed in updated releases. And finally, Trend Micro has patched an Apex 1 0-day exploited in the wild. Tracked as CVE 2026-34926, it's a directory traversal flaw affecting the on-premise version of Apex 1. CISA has also added it to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, alongside a critical Langflow flaw, putting federal agencies on the clock to remediate. That's a wrap for today's Cyber Daily News. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest in cybersecurity. Catch us on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform. See you next time.